Hey creators! Today we're turning luxury into DIY magic. Check out this gorgeous crystal clear Hello Kitty I just made with my 3D printer. Looks just like crystal, right? Would you believe this cost me less than $5 in materials? Stay tuned to learn how I recreated a luxury baccarat crystal piece using NomadSculpt and my BambuLab printer. I love a good challenge, and I thought, hey, why not try to recreate this with my 3D printer? All right, makers, let's bring this crystal beauty to life. First, let's jump into NomadSculpt. The key to getting that crystal look isn't just in the printing, it starts right here in the modeling phase. All right, first step, let's import our reference image. Here's the photo I took at the baccarat shop. Just drop your reference image here in NomadSculpt, and I usually set the opacity to about 20%. This way we can see both our work and the reference clearly. First, I'm dropping in a sphere for the head. Quick tip, I like to use the symmetry tool here. It's going to make our life much easier when we work on both sides of the face. Here's a trick. I'm going to slightly flatten the sphere to get that classic Hello Kitty head shape. See how I'm pulling it just a bit wider than tall? Let's make the ears using the mirror tool. This is going to save us time and keep everything perfectly symmetrical. See how I'm adjusting both the head and ears? The key is to keep checking your model from different angles. Rotate your view frequently. What looks good from the front might need tweaking from the side. I'm just moving the ears slightly. There. That's the perfect Hello Kitty proportion we're looking for. Notice how the ears aren't too big or too small compared to the head? That balance is crucial. Now, let's create ear indent. First, grab the mask tool and paint the inner part of each ear. Perfect symmetry thanks to our mirror setup. Now with the masked area, I'm using the gizmo tool to gently push in, creating that nice concave shape. Let's smoothen out those ear indents with the smooth tool, making everything look nice and natural. Here's the finishing touch, the crease tool. Watch this. I'm running it along the edges of the indent. This gives us those sharp, crystal-like edges that'll catch the light beautifully when we print it. For the bow, I've got a special technique. Start with a sphere for the center knot. Then we'll add a tube for the first loop. For the bow loops, we'll combine a tube and sphere on one side. Watch how I'm using the flatten tool to shape our bow loop. See how it's getting that perfect ribbon shape. Now the magic touch, adding those creases with the crease tool. One loop done. Time for the mirror trick. And boom, perfect symmetrical bow. Next, we are positioning the bow. Here's a super important tip for 3D printing. We need to think about support structures. Watch how I'm positioning the bow on the right ear. Keep rotating the view to check every angle turn on X-ray mode. See how it helps us check the exact placement? This tool is a lifesaver for seeing through the model. Time for those cute facial features. Quick and easy, we'll use spheres for the eyes and nose. Now for Hello Kitty's body. Use sphere for arm and foot and body. Here's a cool trick with the pivot and gizmo tools for positioning the arms and foot just right. once we're happy with the positioning. Let's do a voxel merge smooth everything out for that perfect finish. Let's not forget these important details. Adding the dress buttons with cylinders. Creating dress details with the crease tool. Those iconic whiskers, again with our trusty crease tool. Finally, let's teeter on this base. There we have it. Our crystal-style Hello Kitty is ready for printing. Next, I'll show you my exact Bambu Studio settings for getting that crystal clear finish. We will be printing this time using transparent filament, aiming for clarity similar to Baccarat crystal. The filament we are using is Kexeld's PLA K5 TFT. The K5 trademark PLAT is a transparent material. Let's start with importing our STL file that we exported from NomadSculpt into Bambu Studio. First, let's dive into the Quality tab. We're going to set the seam position to back. This is super important because it moves the layer seam to the back of your model, keeping it hidden from view. Trust me, you don't want those seams visible on the front of your print. Moving on to the Strength tab, we're setting the sparse infill density to 0%. We're doing this specifically to maximize the beautiful transparency effect of our clear filament. Next up is the Support tab. For our Hello Kitty model, we definitely need supports, especially for the face and hands. I recommend setting the support type to Tree, Auto, because these supports are much easier to remove after printing. We're going to use variable layer height to minimize those visible layer lines. Click on Edit Preset near the printer settings in the top left, then head to the Extruder tab. We'll set the minimum layer height to 0.04 and the maximum to 0.14. Click on your model, then find the Variable Layer Height button in the toolbar. When you click Adaptive, the software will automatically assign different layer heights within the range we just set, between 0.04 and 0.14. Here's a cool feature. If you move your mouse pointer up and down along the right side of the screen, you'll see a yellow marker moving along your model. This shows you exactly which layers you're looking at. Pretty neat, right? While you can manually adjust these layers if you want to, let's try something even better. You might notice that the adaptive setting can create some pretty dramatic changes in layer height. To make these transitions more natural, hit the Smooth button. This creates gentler transitions between different layer heights, giving us that beautifully smooth surface finish we're looking for. This smoothing feature is especially important for our model since we want those surfaces to look as clean as possible. Trust me, it makes a huge difference in the final print quality. And there you have it. Your model is now perfectly set up for printing with smooth surfaces and hidden seams. All right, our print is finally complete. Now, here's something important to note. Transparent PLA filament tends to be a bit harder than regular PLA. This means removing the supports requires a bit more patience and care than usual. Take your time with support removal. I can't stress this enough. Remember those thin layers we set up for smoothness. They look fantastic, but also make the model more delicate. Be extra careful not to break any parts while removing the supports. And there we have it. Take a look at this beautiful transparent Hello Kitty. The way light passes through the clear PLA creates such a unique effect. Those variable layer heights we set up really paid off, giving us those smooth, clean surfaces. What do you think? Isn't it amazing how the transparency turned out? The combination of zero infill and carefully chosen layer heights really brings this Hello Kitty model to life. Thanks for following along with this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you try making your own transparent prints. And that's all for today. I'll see you in the next video where we'll explore more exciting 3D printing projects and techniques. Until then, happy printing, everyone.